Amen. What it is. This is Deem, and I am your host, and this is By Any Means. Y'all already know what to do, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button on your way in. Do not be a earthman or do not be a eavesdropper. Make sure you hit that cash app. Holla at your boy. Make sure you hit that super chat. You see that heart with the super thanks right there. Show your boy some love. I don't care if you leave $1, $10, $1,000. There's much appreciated. Let's get into Mr. Keyshawn Davis, who says he can knock Gervonta Davis out. Knock, knock. Tank, knock, knock. Well, Keyshawn Davis, what's going on, my guy? I just wanted to say this, man. I thought you was done with that. I thought you had that interview with Najee and you was talking about how you see where Tank coming from and all this, that, and the third, and you disappointed your fans. But now all of a sudden you can knock Gervonta Davis out. Huh, Keyshawn Davis? And you said Tank know that, and he know he don't want no work with you. Well, guess what, Keyshawn? You could have proved that against this man right here. You had a chance to prove that, fam. You remember that you was supposed to fight Edwin De Los Santos, but then you couldn't make weight, Mr. Keyshawn Davis. Do you remember that, my guy? You know, all them people from Norfolk and all the people that support you, they came out there. They got dressed up to the nines. They was in their gear. You know, people in Norfolk ain't got that type of bread like that to be fooling with you, boy. You disappointed your whole town, but now you can knock out Tank, but you know he's too little. But my guy, if he's too little, then why you want to fight a guy that's too little? These guys don't be making it make sense. You didn't make weight with that man right there, Edwin De Los Santos, fam. You didn't make weight with him. And then you move up to 140 and you fighting Jermaine Ortiz. But before you fought Jermaine Ortiz, you called out Devin Haney and said, right before we knew who you was fighting, you said that your next fight will probably be at 147, my guy. Yeah, Keyshawn Davis, that was you. You said that your next fight might be at 147. So you know what that would mean, Keyshawn Davis? That would mean in 3 fights. Because you were supposed to fight Edwin, you missed weight. Then you fight Jermaine Ortiz at 140. And then you go up to 147. That would mean that you had went to 2 different weight classes in 2 fights. But you're still calling out the guy at 135, the original weight class that you wasn't. You had everybody thinking you was campaigning there for a while. You said you made. See, everybody forget that Keyshawn Davis was saying prior to missing weight that he was perfectly fine making weight at 135. See, this is where I got the memory of an elephant, Keyshawn. Keyshawn. And how we know that Keyshawn Davis has been out here clout chasing, to all of my beautiful people that's listening to me. How we know that Keyshawn Davis has been out here clout chasing. Do y'all remember that situation he had with this young man on the screen? If you don't know who that is and you are watching this is phenom in boxing, 21-year-old champion Abdullah Mason. And Keyshawn Davis was talking so reckless to this young man, and this young man is so humble. This young man is so nice. He take care of his family. He don't smoke, he don't drink, he don't be doing all of that clout chasing. I don't be hearing about him in the tabloids, blah, blah, blah. One of the most talented fighters in the game. And Keyshawn Davis was talking about, yeah, boy, you know you don't want to fight me. Mind you, Abdullah Mason is at 135, the same way Gervonta Davis is. Hey, y'all, this is Keyshawn Davis already, while he is talking to Abdullah Mason in this moment, at this moment, he admits later that he knew he wasn't going to make weight against Edwin De Los Santos. So not only was you capping and lying the whole fight, leading up, the whole promotion leading up to Edwin De Los Santos. So not only was you lying to your opponent and made Edwin De Los Santos go through a whole camp, you don't care about nothing. Not only was you doing that, Keyshawn Davis, then you clout chase the young man and attack the young man. And this is your second time doing it. See, everybody forget about Keyshawn Davis backbiting this young man backstage. Yeah, you was backstage showing love to the young man, and then you came out here, start talking reckless about it, and then you apologize to that same Abdullah Mason. And then what you do again, you try to get on national TV and you try to flex, you try to stunt. Not knowing that you knew you was going. This what makes it even crazier. You knew at this moment when you was talking crazy to Abdullah Mason and you knew you wasn't going to be able to fight this young man. You knew you wasn't going to make weight, Keyshawn Davis. Sir, you knew while you was talking to this young man that you was not going to make weight. You are the clout chaser of clout chasers. Knock, knock, Tank. You're tricking the game too long. Yeah, that was you. That was you saying that Gervonta Davis been tricking the game too long. But Keyshawn Davis, you clout chased Abdullah Mason. You lied and did some unethical stuff to Della Santos because you knew you wasn't going to make weight. See, everybody forget when Keyshawn Davis missed weight and then he got asked about it afterwards. He said he knew for the last 3 fights he wasn't going to make weight. So that means before Della Santos, the last 3 fights was Barinchek, Lamos, and who was before that? And that wrestling match he had. That wrestling match, Lamos, and so that means before that wrestling match he had with that boy, I forget that boy's name he had that WWE match with. Keyshawn Davis knew he wasn't going to be making 135 no time sooner. So that means that whole time Keyshawn Davis was calling out Gervonta Davis clout chasing because his words, not mine, people. His words is he knew before Della Santos fight, the last 3 fights he wasn't going to make weight. Ain't that right? I want to fight you, bro. I want to fight you, bro. Ain't that right, Keyshawn Davis? That mean when you was saying that, Keyshawn Davis, you was clout chasing. You knew you wasn't about to be fight that boy. You're unethical, Keyshawn Davis. You're unethical, my guy. Oh, yeah, everybody forget he popped dirty against Nair Albright. And, oh, yeah, you notice how I went 7 minutes? And I haven't even mentioned that WWE match that he had backstage. You notice how I went 7 minutes and I didn't even mention that WWE match that he had backstage. Well, guess what? I'm about to mention it now. Y'all forget this? Mr. Supposed to be real. Mr. Everybody know this and everybody know that. Bro, you couldn't even take a loss when your brother lost. You didn't even lose. You popped dirty versus Nair Albright and got that a no contest. That was you. You popped dirty. You got popped for smoking weed. No one ain't gonna test you. You gotta be stupid. If you're a boxer smoking weed, you're stupid. You shouldn't be doing nothing and you are a boxer. Man, that's my honest opinion. Maybe a drink of wine here and there. And this is from somebody who partake in bud. But if you're a boxer, you shouldn't be doing that. I'm just being honest with you. You left your baby backstage. You caused the brawl. You went into that man locker room that you popped dirty for smoking weed after you won the fight, but got mad because your little brother lost to him, who was also somebody that we was hyping up and putting on a pedestal. Not too much, but just because he was your bro, your big brother at that. Yeah, you went out there and acted a whole donkey for your big brother. We ain't forget this happened, Keyshawn. You think we forget this happened? Nah, fam, we ain't forget that happened, Keyshawn Davis. Look at you right there. Look at you. Just unethical. Ain't it sad? Ain't it sad? It is, people. It is sad that Keyshawn Davis tends to forget all of this stuff that he was talking about. And before I end this video, after you had a WWE match and you left your baby backstage and you almost knocked over the stroller and you acted a whole donkey because you didn't make weight, but you knew you wasn't going to make weight, so we don't even know why you was mad about not making weight. And then you say that, oh, you didn't duck Della Santos, and I don't know why everybody's saying I was ducking. I picked Della Santos. That's what you said. That's what you said. You said everybody said I was ducking and I picked Della Santos. That's exactly what you said. Yeah, you may have picked him, but when you say you know you wasn't going to make weight for the last 3 fights and you knew you wasn't going to make weight, you didn't even try to make weight. You didn't even try to make weight. That sounds like somebody trying to get out of a fight. People try to get out of fights, they take all the time, Keyshawn. See, Keyshawn think he just be talking to anybody. Keyshawn, people try to get out of fights, they take all the time, fam. Because I guess Keyshawn Davis forget this. Y'all remember this interview, y'all? Yeah, Dean got the receipt. Y'all remember this interview? Mr. I'll knock Tank out. At this moment, at this picture that y'all seeing on y'all screen, Keyshawn Davis had made it public, not Gervonta Davis. Keyshawn Davis made it public during this interview that he was in negotiations with Gervonta Davis. He reached out to Gervonta Davis and they was planning on making a fight. And he can't say too much, but they have been in talks about making a fight in the near future. Keyshawn Davis told the world that. But what got that messed up is because if y'all remember around this time, Keyshawn Davis had just got his belt and all of that stuff. So and Keyshawn Davis had a fight coming up. So all he had to do was get past this De Los Santos thing, and where would have been to go. Because he won the belt, he defended the belt. Tank has some stuff going on. There you go. They could have been fighting next, y'all. They could have been fighting. But Keyshawn couldn't make the weight. And at that time that even he was negotiating with Gervonta, he knew he wasn't going to make 135. His words, not mine, y'all. His words, not mine, because Keyshawn Davis said before the De Los Santos fight, he knew for 3 fights ago that he wasn't going he was having a hard time making the weight. He knew he wasn't going to make the weight much longer. Tricking that game too long. Oh yeah, y'all. Keyshawn Davis made that public that him and the Gervonta Davis was negotiating. So if you was going to knock him out and all that, don't you think you should have been a little more disciplined to get the fight, my guy? If you had a chance to try to prove that to us, fam. And you messed it up. See, Keyshawn Davis fired his team and everybody around him. It's everybody else's fault, but Keyshawn Davis. Y'all already know what this is, right? Theme by any means. And I holla at y'all, Earthmen.